software now. Okay, so I forgot to record this, so I'm just going back and we're almost done, but we're ready to start the plot. But just a quick review. So this was what we were trying to get the Bode plot for. The first thing we did was factor out the constants so that our constant term would be 1. So we factored out a 30 squared from the numerator, we factored out a 300 from the denominator, and then we got this term right here. And then 30 squared was 900. I put the quadratic factor in order with 1 and then 3/10 j omega, and then I wrote minus omega squared over 100 as j omega over 10 squared. I needed to do that to get the corner frequency because you need to have it in the form of j omega over omega c squared. This is the general form for a quadratic term. The reason that can be important is because you use this middle term right here to get the damping factor. You use the quadratic term to get the corner frequency. So we knew the corner frequency was 10. So then we took J2 zeta omega over omega c, J2 zeta omega and omega c was 10, and set it equal to this number that we had here, 310 j omega, and we solved for zeta, and we got that the damping factor was 1.5, which you don't actually use in the Bode plot, but it does tell you something about the behavior of the circuit. Then we discovered we had a constant term of 3. The terms in the numerator give us zeros. The part right here, 3, is our corner frequency. It's squared, so it's double order. In the denominator, it's a quadratic term. Things in the denominator are poles with a corner frequency of 10. So now we're ready to graph. So we took our constant term, 20 log 3, and we got 9.54. Now you're all caught up. So now you don't have to be, you can still be sad that you weren't here because all the cool people are here. Okay, so now we're going to graph our constant term. Did I just pause the recording? No, I don't think no, I didn't. Okay. Our constant term gave us 9.54. So we go to 9.54 and put a vertical line. A horizontal line. 9.54 horizontal line. There we go. Okay, now we had a pole, sorry, we had a zero with corner frequency 3 and order 2. So a 0 will be 0 until you get to the corner frequency. So now the corner frequency is 3. This is 1. This is a logarithmic scale. So this is 1, 2, 3. So 3 is right there. So it's 0 until I get to 3. And then after that, a simple 0 of order 1 has a slope of 20. That this one was squared, so it has a slope of 40. That means you go up 40 for every 1 decade that you go over. A decade means you're going to the same kind of vertical line in the next section of the graph. So we were at 3. We want to go to, so this is 1, 2, 3. Starting here, it goes 10, 20, 30. Starting here, it goes 100, 200, 300. Then it'd be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So we want to go to, we were at 3. We want to go to 30. So 10, 20, 30 is this vertical line right here, and we need to go up by 40. So it was at 0, so here's 20, here's 40.
I struggle doing that for the quiz.
There we go, okay. Then we had a quadratic pole. It was just first order. It had corner frequency 10. So 10 is right here. Quadratic means it'll have a slope of 40. It's a pole, so it'll be negative. So it'll be 0 until we get to 10. And then after that, it'll have a slope of negative 40. So I'll go to the same place in the next decade and then down 40. That wasn't 0. I don't know why I put it there. This is 0. Okay, now to draw your composite, the first thing you have to figure out is where to start. So where you're going to start is you add up your numbers over here. They will mostly be 0. Your constant term will have a value, and if you had something going through the origin, it will have a value. And so my number here was 9.34, and that was it. So it's just 9.34. After you find your starting value, from here on out, we're just going to be adding slopes. So right now, we have 3 segments, and they all have slope 0. So our composite will have slope 0 until we get to our first corner frequency. When we get to our first corner frequency, we now have 2 of our terms have slope 0, and our third term has slope 40. So our composite will have slope 40. So it's currently at 9.54 and at 3. So where we would go if there was nothing else is we would go over to 3 and we would go up 40 from 9.54, so to 49.54. So it'd be up there. Now it's not going to make it all the way up there because once we get to 10, something else happens. So when we get to 10, now we have a segment with slope 40, a segment with slope negative 40, and a segment with 0. So that just gives us a slope of 0, and it goes like that. So the blue line is our composite Bode plot. So questions on that? Questions on Bode plots in general, because I'm about to stop. All right. Did it not record? It may have not recorded.